And we are live here in New York City. It's Climate Week. Everybody is really just buzzing about this city. There's multiple events all over the place. We're here at the Climate Week Blockchain Summit. It was too sexy for me to pass up. I had to come and see what was going on. I met here Steve Vanri and Ranjeet Steve, and they're with Deep Market, and they have a publicly traded company that is involved in tokenizing of carbon credits. So I wanted to go live and bring it to you because this is the type of stuff that's going on. One of the things that has come up as I come around here is people say, oh, well, you can buy those carbon credits, but you can't sell them, and this and that. And we were just at another more formal, I would say, event. They're OTC and the carbon credits and everything like that. So without further ado, we're going to go to some experts over here. So tell me a little bit about the company and what brought you here to the Climate Week Blockchain Summit.
Sure. We're a publicly traded company in Toronto and in the US. And it's a sexy conference, like you said. So we had to be here. I'm a public markets sort of professional, and I was attracted to the sector because it felt like early crypto, early cannabis, and we're 8 months into our listing, and I'm learning something every day. Our asset is technology. We're bridging the gap from the old world to the new world. Imagine the New York Stock Exchange, everything was on paper, then it got converted to digital. We're doing that with carbon credits. So we have a technology platform. The market is huge. There's tens of millions of carbon credits being generated monthly, and they're all looking for ways to monetize, trade, digitize. And Steve, maybe you give it a bit more color.
Sure, that's a good start. I mean, we're really, as Ranj said, a technology company, and we're strategically positioned in what is a marriage between the carbon offset world and the blockchain. And there's, as we spoke about earlier, there's a growing consensus that this is an asset class that will benefit significantly by using the blockchain as a data store and as a place to bring liquidity and all sorts of players to the marketplace, whether they be buyers or sellers or project generators, and it's almost, it feels like a community that's being built through this marriage.
Pretty interesting. So tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get into this?
My background, I'm from Vancouver. Steve's from Vancouver. I spent 25 years working in Asia, and it's in Singapore, and it's quite high tech. So I got immersed into the technology sector through some venture capital deals in Singapore. And public markets has been my background, that being structuring, financings, acting as a consultant or a C-level executive in listed companies. Had some success, some takeovers, a big learning curve. I missed out on cannabis. I missed out on crypto. And when a group of developers came to me a year ago, who were very successful in building NFT projects, and they had one of the top 50 ones in the world, they go, listen, this NFT, these gorillas, these apes, that's going. There's actually a real commercial use for them, and we believe it's carbon credits. A week later of discussing everything with them, I said, listen, I'm in. I put together about $6 million, organized the listing in Toronto, got some nice shareholders, some institutional backing, and we started trading 7 months ago. So I was attracted to it, same reason why I'm here. It was sexy, and I don't want to miss out again.
Yeah. Well, it is something very interesting. I know last night I was just, back and on with the questions. I really wanted to understand what was going on and get my head around it. So quite interesting. So anybody can go and buy these tokenized carbon credits right now?
That's a very good question. The ecosystem's not there yet. You can go buy them right now. It's not as accessible as going to a marketplace, go to an exchange and choose them. They do trade on OpenSea, but there's a number of large players. A lot of them are actually here in New York who are looking to put together more advanced platforms, more advanced trading exchanges. But they do trade. You can go to our website, buy and sell them and mint them. But we're not quite there yet as far as a really free open market. I think maybe 6 more months.
Interesting. Yes, I am sure. And so I know you're a little bit more of maybe the technical part of it. How exactly are you tokenizing the carbon credit? Give me a walkthrough of what that process looks
So
like.
you're asking the accounting finance guy the technical questions?
Well,
No,
okay.
I mean, so I won't go super deep on this because I might butcher it.
Yeah.
But the technology, so we're using the ERC 1155 basis for these particular tokens, and it's relevant because that is a token that allows for a data-rich sort of encyclopedia of characteristics of the carbon credits, which I think is a critical part of this, because if you're a company or an individual that cares about offsetting, if you have a net zero commitment, you're going to care about where the credit came from. You may have a particular predisposition for a particular country, your homeland, a type of project, whether there's community benefits. And so using this type of token allows you to understand where it came from. It's like a chain of custody. So I think it's a critical piece, particularly for this asset class, to have that capability. And so that's why we chose the ERC 1155 token. And that moves throughout the life of the NFT. Also, the technology has embedded a capability for the owner of the NFT at any time to retire the underlying carbon credit, which is a critical piece of this entire process. Sure, there's going to be people who want to have the NFT to buy it for price appreciation and to sell at a later date and to speculate. That's all great. But the functionality and the retirement, which is really why we're in this business, why carbon offsets came to be, is so these offsets get retired and they're useful in terms of everybody's net zero commitment.
Well, that's pretty interesting. So I've heard this word retired quite a few times now. So I'm sure my audience is kind of with me on that one. What does that mean?
Yeah, good question. And it seems so simple, but I guess for the corporation that's offsetting its footprint, if they can't do this by changing the way they do business, they buy offsets and they want to offset. The offset is a way of offsetting their carbon footprint in increments of tons of CO2. It gets used, it gets retired. Now, retirement is important for a lot of different reasons. It's important from everything from the project generator who wants to see their credits retired so they can issue new ones and pass new credits through the registry. It's important in terms of the bookkeeping, and this is where the industry has had a bit of a, some of the players have maybe had a bit of a black eye, is this issue of, are the credits retired or are they not? And so it's really important. And again, that's why this particular ERC 1155 token is relevant, because we can track and we can understand if it has been retired, how it's done correctly, and that the registry is notified that that credit has been retired, it doesn't exist anymore. Nobody can buy it and sell it or represent that it still exists. What we also do with our technology is that the owner of the NFT gets a particular specific NFT to signify that it has been retired, and the active NFT is canceled. And so the process is really end-to-end secure to make sure that everybody understands what's retired and what's not. Hopefully that made a whole bunch of sense.
It does make sense. I just want to clarify.
Retired, burned,
would be the other way, right? My audience might probably understand that as well. So in the whole scheme of things, somebody gets the carbon credit. They have they're getting fines basically, right? They're getting fined for their carbon input. They buy the carbon credit. They apply that to the fine, so they don't pay the fine. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, and then that retires it?
So there's two broad markets in the carbon space. There's the compliance market, which is where you can be fined. Okay. You find those in Europe and in California, and they have carbon credits. We're in the voluntary world, which are carbon offsets. So your analogy is just, it's close, but we're not dealing with companies that are necessarily going to get fined. Okay. This is a social sort of, the corporations that have mandates around sustainability and other self-imposed goals around the environment.
Apple, Suncor, all the big companies are playing in the voluntary market. It's a $1 trillion sector.
Yeah, I know that. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why I'm here as well. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah. So tell me, what are the plans? What do you see? Where do you see the company? We're coming into the, of course, we're in the final quarter of the year.
Yep.
What are your plans for the end of the year and the beginning of 2023?
Our plans for the company are to showcase that we are the tech. We are the piece from there's cradle to grave. There's the carbon credit, there's the retirement and trading. In the middle, we are the tech platform, which is the go-to for tokenization, digitization, and NFT. We've just launched the platform, let's call it 60 days ago. So we've now gone commercial, not at a large scale, but in the next 60 days, we're looking to form the partnerships with the people who have those tens of millions of credits, who want to do deals with us to be their exclusive minter, exclusive digitizer. And we achieve that over the next quarter. I believe by that time, the tradable market, the exchange, we'll call it, will be up and running. And we're not part of that. We are definitely the tech platform. Catalysts for the company are really how many credits have you onboarded and minted. That's pretty much it. We get paid per mint, 7.5%. We onboard, $1 million worth of credits. We get paid 7.5%, and on and on. So our target over the next 6 months is to mint 10 million credits.
Amazing. Well, very cool. Well, I think it's great. If you have some last thoughts, feel free. Otherwise, please share the website, social media. How do people find you?
Well, www.deepmarket.com. It's marketkit.com. We're on Twitter. We're on LinkedIn. But the best place for information would be our Twitter account or our website.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming on.
It's great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, for sure. See you soon.